Welcome to Fueling Your Legacy, hosted by Samuel Knickerbocker. Each week, we expose the faulty foundational mindsets of the past and rebuild a new, stronger foundation essential in creating your legacy. We've got a lot of work to do, so let's get started. Welcome back to Fuel Your Legacy. This week, we're talking about manifesting. We introduced the topic on Monday. Today, we're going to be doing a book review on As a Man Thinketh. And then Friday, we have the lovely manifesting queen to look forward to, Kelly Walker. Super excited for that. As a Man Thinketh, it's kind of a narrative on some older books or kind of a grander conversation regarding kind of manifesting, the Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Basically books that were dealing with thought at the time, and it's James Allen's kind of opinion recap of the greater conversation of what you are, like you are what you think about. And that was kind of the gist of the book. Now, what I love about this book is, much like if you listen to the Earl Nightingale recording on YouTube of The Strangest Secret, it's only like 30 minutes long, that one. This is only like 54 minutes long, the whole entire book. It's more of a pamphlet. But it really gets into what exactly are we thinking about, and how does our thoughts affect our actions? How does it affect our outcomes? And when it comes specifically to manifesting, what are the results of your thinking? There's a statement called stinking thinking, right? You've probably heard that before. And I disagreed. I don't know. I was going to say I disagreed with it, but I didn't ever think of it in such literal terms until I went and served a 2-year mission for the LDS Church or the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And I got to meet with a lot of different people, and often we would find ourselves teaching people who weren't quite homeless. They had homes, but they were often hoarders. They had hoarded a bunch of stuff. And now that thought process of thinking that you cannot let go of things, you must hoard things, it actually has a smell to it. Like what you think about changes the chemical makeup of your body, and it actually has a smell to it. Once you've been in one hoarder's house, it doesn't matter where in the world you are, once you go to one hoarder's house, you're going to find that hoarding is very common, and they all smell the same. Like you can be at the grocery store and you can walk by somebody and know that they're a hoarder by how they smell, and it just is what it is. And it's not to judge them or condemn them for their behavior, but there is a smell to it. You go into super wealthy people's houses. Almost every wealthy person's house that I've ever been in smells clean, fresh, new. It just smells good, and it's a certain smell of the people, because when you're out with these people, they smell differently. And a lower frequency mindset, where you're dealing with fear and scarcity, where people feel like they have to hold on to things, those people generally have a physical smell that's detectable, we'll say. And so it's interesting when people say stinking thinking, it's legitimately, as for my experience, a fact that it literally creates stinky people by the way they are thinking. It might not be a popular thing to say. Frankly, I don't care. That's my experience. And if you'd like to have a further conversation with me about it, I'd love to do so. If you want to do that, you can always text my phone number, 385-263-7699. Text Sam. Love to have a conversation about that, and to give you more data to back that information up. But needless to say, what you think about comes about. What you believe you can achieve, what is true. Whether you think you can or can't, either way you're right. All of these kind of maxims have come about really because of the idea of as a man thinketh, so is he. It's kind of almost like a parable or a scriptural term. And so James Allen breaks this down into the areas of his life that he's been impacted the most by it. For me, reading the book, it helped me recommit to moderate my thoughts. And for me specifically, what thoughts are those? I would say over the last maybe 6 months, I have kind of gotten in a position where I've been growing a lot, and I feel like my growth has almost plateaued to where I'm making inroads into new markets, into working with new people, but I haven't really kept up the positivity or the intention of a goal. Well, a few weeks ago when I read this book, it was right around the same time, I think I talked about this on the podcast before, right around the same time that I was reanalyzing, I began to reanalyze how much money my family would be making if we had maybe built our business slightly differently and focused on different things. And it shifted how I started to think about things. And as a result of that, I've been more intentional about my thoughts. I've been more intentional about what I'm actually trying to create, what type of business I'm creating and building, not just for me, but for the people that have trusted me to help them build their businesses. And those very important aspects have shifted the way I think, which have opened my eyes to new opportunities. And specifically the last week to about a week and a half, I've been dealing with different types of problems that I've ever dealt with, or different cases. When I'm working with case design and helping my clients, I'm being exposed to all different types of possibilities and scenarios that I never had thought of before, because I never had the opportunity to think about them. I wasn't thinking about attracting certain people into my life. So as I've shifted how I've been thinking and shifted what I'm trying to bring to pass in my life, that is my whole business is shifting and going another direction that I didn't see it going really in the last 2 weeks. But I've shifted. I'm going towards my end goal rather than the method of getting there. And so the method has shifted because it's been a new opportunity for me. So think about that when you go and read this book, As a Man Thinketh, what exactly are you getting out of it? Because it doesn't matter what's written in the pages entirely. It kind of does, but what matters most is what are you getting out of it? What are you changing because you read the book, right? What I love about As a Man Thinketh, The Richest Man in Babylon, Think and Grow Rich, Outwitting the Devil, The Strangest Secret, How to Win Friends and Influence People. The list goes on and on and on. But what I love about these books is you can reread them and reread them and reread them. And every time you reread them, because you're in a different position than you were when you read it the last time, then new ideas come to your mind, new ways of thinking and applying what is being said apply. So the words in the books haven't changed, but how you apply them may change based on your vantage point of where you're currently at. And that's what's happened to me in this one. I've read this book multiple times. I read it about every 2 to 3 weeks when I was out doing summer sales for my career, my previous career. And so just understanding books are constantly needing to be read, and oftentimes rereading the same books can give you a lot more insight than if you just read it through it once and be done with it. And so I make it a point to reread quite a few of these books every year. Outwitting the Devil, Think and Grow Rich, How to Win Friends and Influence People, and As a Man Thinketh are probably the 4 that I read the most. The other one is The Greatest Salesman in the World. I read that one fairly frequently as well because of the scrolls that are in the back. Again, it's helping you to condition your thought process and create habits of how you actually want to show up in life. So that is my brief book review on As a Man Thinketh. Again, on Friday, we're going to have a whole big conversation with the Queen of Manifesting, Kelly Walker, on how to manifest things into your life, what she does, the practices she has her clients do to really maximize the manifestation. And then we're excited to move on to next week as well, where we're going to be talking about rewriting your subconscious, which is a whole entire thing in and of itself. So we will talk to you soon. We'll catch you next time on Fuel Your Legacy. Thanks for joining us today. If what you heard resonated with you, please like, comment, and share on social media. Tag me so I can give you a shout out on the next episode. And thanks to all those who have left a review. It helps spread the message of what it really takes to build a legacy that lasts. Catch you next time on Fueling Your Legacy.